certainly thank everybody for coming. You got a story? We got us a storyteller. Come on.
It's about Patricia, not George, but I met her 2 years ago in the Republic of Panama, which is a really odd thing that would happen. And I told her I liked her shirt. She gave it to me. How crazy is that? The woman gave me the shirt, and I still have it today. And we're moving to the Republic of Panama in 4 weeks, and she's always welcome.
Wow.
So,
Hey.
Thank you.
sorry.
Thank you.
Don't be sorry, baby.
Are you moving to Boca Raton?
I'm just going to lay this microphone here. If you hear it calling you,
My name is Joe. I'm a good friend of George's for the last 10 years. I worked with him at Wells Fargo Home Mortgage, and it's kind of funny when I think about George. He'd introduced me to a lot of you here, and he'd always tell you how, oh man, this guy brought me under his wing and mentored me and did all this for me. And reality is he did so much more for me than I ever did for him. And he brought me in as a very close friend into his inner circle of friends. We traveled to Costa Rica. He introduced me to quite a few of you here today, and so it amazes me that someone at 55 years old could have this many close friends, and a lot of you probably recognize him as being your best friend, or probably one of the best of your top 2 or 3 friends, and that in and of itself is amazing. And he's got friends that couldn't be here today in Atlanta and all across the country and Latin America. And so, you know, there's a lot of stories I could tell about George, but I'm not going to because Patricia's here, and we're in mixed company. But I will tell you some funny ones that were pretty good. So, one of my first trips to Costa Rica with George. So we're walking from the bar, going back to the hotel about 2 in the morning, and these beautiful ladies in the park, they're like getting our attention and showing us a little more than they probably needed to. So. And I'm like, George, we got to go, man. We got to go. We've had a long day and long night. We got to go. We got to go to the beach tomorrow morning. He's like, just wait. And he's over there trying to speak Spanish. And after Flor de Caña, his Spanish sucked. My Spanish is better than George's after Flor de Caña, I can assure you. So anyway, so I was ready to go. And this one girl was very good looking, I must say. And I was like, George, she's got an Adam's apple. It was a man, and he got the hell out of there. He went straight to the Holiday Inn. He was such a good boy after that.
Come on, guys. Step up.
I forgot rule number 2. You have to give the microphone to somebody before you sit down.
Perfect. Hey, first, thanks everybody for being here. I want to tell you, George, this is just a small touch of the people that knows him. He's one of them guys. He traveled with me from Alaska to South America, and it seemed like everywhere we went, someone either knew him or remembered him. And it's sort of like the picture of George right here, bigger than life, right? A little bigger than life. But I want to tell you just a quick story. This is a bittersweet thing, you know. And like Charlie said, no tears here, but it is a bittersweet thing. We love George, but I want to tell you a quick story. So one of the travels that I went, and also my friend Daryl and I went, because maybe 5-6 years ago, his mother Maria said, "Listen, George, my father's grave is in Nicaragua, and I'm worried it's not been taken care of. Could you boys go down there and make sure the grave is taken care of?" I said, "Of course." Well, Nicaragua's a big country. We know it's in Managua, it's a large city, and we of course, we know his name, and we sort of know what year the man passed away, so we go down there, and how we can find his grave. Well, George was insistent. The first day, we went to the city, we couldn't find by looking. Found out there's a director of cemeteries, right? So we'd go there and we'd tell them, hey, we want to find a grave site. And it's in 1974. And they said, nah. And because they have no computers. Well, we was insisting. Next thing you know, Nicaragua guys with the guns come out and they think we're maybe bothering the gringos. So no. So we was insisting. Finally, they start bringing these ledger books out. These books are 50 years old. Big ledgers. And we're going through page by page. And we finally found Fritz Fuchs, the grandfather. We got the grave number. So we went there, and sure enough, it's not been taken care of. So we get a whole crew of people, Nicaragua, wheelbarrow, not mechanic, big wooden wheelbarrow, 55-gallon drum of water, heavy. These guys come out, brushes and machetes, and they're cleaning the brush, and they're scrubbing the grave site. Hot. And we're standing there watching this, and it's sure one of them things too, but they're cleaning. It's just a wonderful thing. And when it's all done, it's in Spanish, so my Spanish is not so good either, but I said, George, I'm not sure if I understood. I think they're asking us, do we want them to open the grave so we can see the grandfather? Okay, well, no, thank you. Later, we found out what George's aunt told me, what grave they try and tell us. There, the graves are for 6 people. They're deep, room for 5 more. But we didn't understand it. But anyhow, but it brought a tear to our eyes, right? So Daryl and George and I said, we thank him, we paid these guys. And George is a little teary too. I said, well, George, what do you want to do? He says, Mike, I tell you what we want to do. I want to do exactly what my grandfather would want me to do. The 3 of us are going to go find a little bar somewhere. We're going to have a shot of tequila. We're going to drink a beer. And we're going to celebrate that man's life and be so happy that he's my grandfather. And I think that's a lesson to be learned here. This is a celebration of George's life. He reached out. He touched people. He loved life, and we loved him. So anyhow, let's try to keep as cheerful as we can.
Yes.
So many people here, a lot of the families come from all over the country, friends everywhere. Please, everybody, let's toast George for the night's over and appreciate how much we love them.
All right. Hey, there. Cheers.
Shot of tequila for everybody.
Shot of tequila around. Charge it to George. Okay. Next. Good to see you.
How about you, my friend?
I'm not very good at speech.
Let me put this here like this.
Good job, Mike.
But... Alguém mais quer falar? Anyone else?
Okay, thank you so much everybody for being here again. After a month and a half from my 50th birthday / Cinco de Mayo, 4th annual party. I'm going to start saying, I truly believe we are spirits using our body for our evolution and our progress. I do not believe we bodies with spirits. I don't know if you guys got that, but I hope you do. So I know George Boo Boo it's here with us today. His fluids are all around here, watching over us and blessing us for a beautiful night. A night of celebration of his life, okay? Thank you for the family that made all the way from Kansas, Tampa, Georgia, so many places. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Do you have the light here? Dear friends, I want to share with you a little bit of the few years George and I had as partners. Most of you know our story, but for those who don't, here it is. George and I met the Flossies, a very, very, like, do I have to say? No. You know that 1001 smile, the guy has one tooth here, another tooth here. So that's the type of bikers bar we met. It's a few miles from here anyways. His broad and easy smile caught my eye. Also his blue eye, by the way, eyes. and we connected immediately. Oh, by the way, the truth is, he was looking to my friend's boobs. That's the truth. Yes, she has this double D's, and I have to say that because I'm an honest person, so I have to say that. But anyways, we had been dating for a few months, and then living together. Too soon for some people, but it was. If life was telling me not to waste any time. And when love happens, just go for it. George embraced my family as his own. My mom stayed with us and she was battling against breast cancer last year, a little over a year. And he couldn't have been more caring and loving with her. My niece also stayed with us. And a few months later, she gave birth, and George also embraced her and the little babe that here, Chelsea and Sophie. George was always very happy to have them here. George and I were blessed to be able to enjoy some memorable trips during our time together. We rode alongside each other. Those pictures that you guys see is like actually. We've been driving these very expensive bikes from a friend of his, Mike Baccarat, is a doctor in South Dakota. And I think the bike is worth like, what, $40,000, the one I rode. It was a 100th anniversary Harley Davidson. Springer, correct. Very heavy, but I rode that bitch well. And anyways, we had the camera and taking pictures and filming the whole time. People did not believe, and it was amazing. But anyways, it was an unbelievable experience. We rode to Daytona, Keys, like many of friends that here too with us. So George loved to travel and discover different cultures. He interacted with people everywhere we went. He was never a tourist. That's for sure. He wanted to enjoy places as locals would. He drove down the coast in Costa Rica. We did. A country he loved. He had a house there a few years back. And at every small village or town we visit, I mean, George was the guys you guys know, you know, talking to everybody, friends everywhere. And always somebody saying, George, Georgito, and I'm like, oh my God, what comes now, you know? He wanted to get to know the people, how they lived. It was a way for him to connect with his Hispanic heritage. As you guys know, those eyes like that is because he was a quarter Nicaraguan. And here is his sister, Edita. I love you. Teresita, his babysitter that's here too. Teresa, I love you. You were the mom that I met. Teresa, I love you. From the bottom of my heart. Oh, gracias. Gracias. This is Teresis, his babysitter, since he's a little kid, okay? But I believe his mom. Not second, but I believe his mom. There are not enough words to describe the wonderful human being George was here on this earth, and he still is in heaven. As to me, life continues there as we were here. Our good deeds and our shortcomings follow us and are part of us as we continue our journey to become better and better people. I want to thank you, all of you, for coming today. This is for you to remember our dear George, my boo-boo, for all the good times and good laugh we all shared. Say a prayer for him tonight with your heart full of joy. For having known him, say a prayer for him to be at peace. and I know He is. I want to thank the good Lord for allowing me the privilege of sharing these unforgettable moments with George, in health and in sickness, until the end. Thank you, George, for the opportunity of growing as a human being, for all we learned together, for being my everything, and for making me definitely a better woman and a better person. Thank you so much. God bless you all. And listen, if not in this home, but in the other house, we will celebrate Cinco de Mayo again, no matter what. And I want every single of you in touch, because these I'm stealing, Mike. Those freaking things gonna go to my bedroom tonight, by the way. And I'm stealing this, so you better make next year, okay? Love you guys. Thank you. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hand the microphone to somebody. I don't know if anybody wants to. Lulu, você quer falar alguma words? Somebody?
Said it
Well, the
very
microphone
well.
is here. And if everybody wants to be just in peace and quiet, I understand. Let's have some music and enjoy the party. Okay?
There you go.
Thank you.
To George. To George. Raise your glasses.
We're definitely gonna do now. We're gonna pass the. Joe, yeah, he's gonna tell you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, I like to say
Yes, Fritz.
let him talk. You need to let him talk.
You guys don't know me? I'm George's cousin. Thank you. When I came from Venezuela to Atlanta to live with my Mary and George, George and I went to the same school. We played sports, and everybody there knew me as JC, George's cousin. The times that George went to Venezuela, we had a great time. We spent a lot of time together. We were more than cousins, we were like brothers. And Patricia, I love that you stood by his side until he died. It means a lot to me. Because I know people that have been abandoned by their wives when they go through this. And I adore you for that. Because I know he died accompanied by you. So that's all I gotta say. And we are a very tight family. And knowing George is like knowing me, knowing my dad. Mike never met my dad, but he was like George. Everywhere he went, a party got started. So thank you very much.
Thank you, JC.
Hey, Fred.